Okay, this is Michael Clark from Paleskinnery, right, Michael?
Yep.
Okay, and you're out here on placement in the US. Tell the guys about your placement, who you're with, and what you've been doing.
I work for Rick Farris. We came over 1st of April, and since then we've been working on combines and trucks, and when we started the harvest I started driving a truck for the first month, and then I moved on to a combine, and I've been driving a combine ever since.
Okay, and you've been harvesting from Oklahoma all the way to Montana, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell the guys about the combine you've got to run and work with.
Well, Rick runs all case combines, and this year he was running 7140s, and we run MacDon headers with them.
Okay, so headers are how wide?
40-foot headers.
Okay. And in wheat harvest, Rick, you said Rick runs 4 case combines. Roughly how many acres do you think you covered over wheat harvest?
For wheat harvest, I think around 25,000 or 2,500 acres, sorry.
Per machine?
What would have been, yeah. And then about another 2,000 acres per machine of barley.
Okay. And these machines are all brand new at the start of the season, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So you're working with the latest, greatest combines. That's beneficial to you in regard to your course at Paleskinnery?
Yeah, well, the machinery is getting bigger and newer all the time, so we get to see it firsthand over here.
Okay, and wheat and barley harvest, the small grains are finished. We're now in September, so the fall harvest starting, which is maize, soybeans, crops like that. Right now, just tell the guys what you're up to for a couple of weeks.
Well, at the moment we weren't doing much, so Rick sent me and one of the other workers to work with Jim Dybert, another custom cutter, and I'm driving a grain cart for him for about a week until we've stuff to cut.
Okay, so while you've got the break, you've got to experience a different crew. These guys run John Deere, right?
Yes.
So is that a good thing to sort of get a bit of a comparison between the brands for you and things like that? I
think so, yeah. You get to see different machines working and how the two companies compare to each other. The John Deere and Case are the two biggest dealers in America, so it's good to see both of them working.
Okay, but also you're seeing different management practices between Rick and Jim Dybert, things like that?
Yeah, well, the hours are more the same, but just how we open up fields and how they cut they kind of do it a bit differently.
So there's really no right way or wrong way, it's just how people like to do it?
Just however you prefer, really.
Okay. You're at Paleskinnery doing the engineering course.
Yes.
Which has quite a lot of lads on the course, and there's probably 10 or a dozen of you came out to the US this year. Is this a good placement in relation to your course to do, a time in the USA?
I think so. I think it's probably the best place to come for the work placement, because they are between Ohio and Paleskinnery. They helped us an awful lot to come over, and staying at home would be all right, but you don't get to see half the stuff you'd see over here.
Okay, and outside of work, away from the, harvesting and all this sort of stuff you've been learning about and training with, what else have you got to do, fun stuff-wise?
Well, on days off, he's brought us to national parks. We went to Yellowstone National Park and Glacier National Park, and we went to a dairy farm as well, and he'll bring us around to any sites where we're cutting. If there's anything good to see, he'll bring us and show us it.
So you got to experience some of the sites of the states that some are on the tourist map, some are not then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for a guy at Paleskinnery now thinking about going on placement, what advice have you got for a guy that's, starting to look for his placement?
Well, I'd highly recommend that they come over here. I think it's really worth their while. You learn so much, and the size of the machinery is so much different to home, and the whole place in general is so much bigger to home. It's great to see.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Well, let's hope we get more guys from Paleskinnery out here in 2015.
Okay, thank you.